Hey guys, it's your girl Vanessa here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to share with you two simple oil recipes that you can add to your regimen to use basically every day or every other day that can help you achieve fuller, thicker and healthier hair. Now I get asked this question all the time about how you're able to maintain your hair so thick, how you're able to maintain it healthy, how you're able to retain length over time. And honestly, I am not doing anything different than what I'm actually sharing with you guys, and I do hope that you go ahead and you replicate it and you get the same results or close enough to the results that I'm getting. So if you're interested in today's video, please make sure you watch until the end, because I show you how to make it and also how to use it. So to make the first oil, we are going to need some cloves. So I'm using about a handful of cloves. Now cloves improve blood circulation to the scalp, which essentially can help to promote hair growth and also stimulate your hair follicle activity. Now it can give you stronger hair, it prevents hair loss, it treats dandruff and scalp issues, it also enhances your natural hair color and it improves your hair texture. So it's very good for your hair. You can actually eat this as well, guys. Like, you can actually cook with it and it's so good in soups or fish or meat, so try it out. So I soaked the cloves for about an hour or until it became a little bit thick. That's because I'm going to go ahead and blend the whole thing. So next I'm adding a little bit of aloe vera. Now aloe vera is one of those things that, to be completely honest, I haven't used a lot recently. I was so obsessed with aloe vera for such a long time because it's been really good for my hair. Unfortunately, where I live now, I actually don't find aloe vera anymore. I don't even know why. So I've just sort of started using it less and less. But it is so amazing for your hair. If you can find aloe vera wherever you live, definitely make sure you add it to your regimen. Aloe vera also stimulates hair growth. It gives your hair moisture. It's just very good all round for your hair, guys. Like, honestly, so amazing. So I blended that with the cloves and I just added a bit of coconut oil. Pop the whole thing on the stove. You want to just gently stir this until you notice that the basically like the oil has properly infused. Now the reason why I've decided to use coconut oil for today's recipe is because we are sort of using direct heat. Now you don't want to use olive oil because that's going to oxidize it. So yeah, coconut oil, rapeseed oil, those are oils that are actually really good to use on direct heat. So notice that the aloe vera literally got so darker in color. So essentially I transferred the whole thing into this mason jar and I'm going to let it sit around the house and infuse again for about a week, and then we're just going to take it out and strain. Now because I used coconut oil, it became solid. As you guys know, coconut oil is solid when it's cold. So to liquefy it, I'm just going to put it in some hot water and just give it some time to melt, and then once it's melted, we're then going to go ahead and strain it. Now if you're allergic to coconut oil, please use rapeseed oil. I didn't have rapeseed oil available. I only had the coconut oil, and yeah, that had to do. So yeah, rapeseed oil could be very good for this recipe as well. So after we strain, we're just going to go ahead and pop it again in a mason jar so that we can sort of use it. But I will be adding a bit of castor oil as well. Now castor oil also is really good for your hair, guys. Like, it really can help to thicken your hair and to stimulate hair growth in balding areas as well. So it's very good for your hair. But with castor oil, you have to use it diluted because it's a little bit too thick. Well, I find it really thick to use directly on my hair, so I always tend to dilute it a little bit. So yeah, so I'm just transferring it into this mason jar, and that's where I'm going to be applying. Now if you use coconut oil, it will become hard, so every time you want to use it, just heat it up a little bit or do the sort of like put it in hot water so that it can melt, and then you can use it on your hair. Now onto the next oil. So the next oil, guys, will need some coffee. So this is just ground coffee that I got from my grocery store. So it's coffee powder. This particular one has caffeine in it, so it's not decaf, and I would definitely recommend that if you are using coffee, please make sure you use the one with the caffeine in it. The powder is probably preferable for this recipe. I know some people use that instant coffee. That's fine. What I find is once instant coffee gets hot, it kind of like clumps up together, so it really doesn't release much into the oil. But the powder like this is much better. This is what you actually use to make like proper coffee. Like you get what I mean? I'm not a coffee drinker, but I know this is what people actually use to make coffee. Now next we will be using some amla powder. Now if you haven't got amla powder, guys, you can actually use fenugreek powder. So if you got like fenugreek, you can actually grind it in your blender or grinder, and then you can add it to this. Fenugreek also goes really well with this recipe. So essentially after I added that, I'm just adding some olive oil, and I'm just gonna use that to infuse. Basically I'm going to infuse the oil with the coffee and the amla powder. Now one thing I found about this particular recipe is that because of the amla powder being a lot finer, it was definitely a lot difficult to strain. So I would say unless you sort of like don't mind that, then you can use fenugreek powder. It's also very, very good for your hair. Now have you seen those women with this Indian women with beautiful long hair? Like honestly, I've got a few Indian friends and their hair is just beautiful. Like honestly, so long, beautiful. And honestly, this is the things that they use: amla, fenugreek, fennel seeds. Like there's so many of these things that I'm showing you guys that they actually use on their hair, and it just grows like a tree. Like honestly, so give it a go, definitely, and I'm pretty sure that if you are consistent with it, you will most definitely see some changes. So I'm just mixing that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the double boiler method just so I can infuse the oil, and then we'll be sort of good to go ahead and strain. So this process should take about 10 to 15 minutes. Or maybe like if you really want it to infuse longer, you can leave it for like 20 minutes. So once it's off of the stove, you're going to need a recap to strain. Like I said, the amla powder, because it's finer in sort of texture, it's a lot harder to really like get it completely out. So I would say if you are perhaps at the beginning, let's say you've just washed your hair and you're not due to wash again like in the next 3 or 4 weeks, I would say don't use it on your scalp, because you're going to get scalp buildup with this oil for sure. So maybe just use it on your ends and the rest of your hair, because it is very thick. But if you're towards the end of your sort of like, if you're ready to wash, like almost ready to wash your hair, that's what I'm trying to say, then you can actually use it on your scalp, because you're going to go ahead and wash it anyways. This oil would work great as a pre-poo treatment as well. So if you're looking for like a pre-poo treatment type of oil, this is definitely the one for you, because it's got the right consistency and the thickness that you actually need on your hair before shampooing. So after I strained it, essentially you can just pop it in a container, and then you're literally just good to use. Now both of these oils contains little to no water, which means it can last you a very long time. So it's something that you can make and just store in a warm place of the house and use as in when you need it. Now the way to use this, you need to apply it to your scalp, and then make sure you follow through with a massage. When it comes to using oils, the best way to benefit from them, guys, is to also follow through with scalp massages. You can invest in a scalp massaging brush that you can use to just, you know, really massage your scalp, because that increases the blood flow and sort of helps to stimulate the follicles a bit more. And if you do that consistently, trust me, you'll definitely notice that your hair is growing and is thickening, and yeah, it's just growing healthier. So try this out. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. I would definitely read your question, guys, and I will try my best to answer them as soon as I can. Now if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel, guys, if you're not already, and also please share the video so that other people know about it and they can also benefit from the content. And let's upload, okay? I want to see you guys actually uploading, you know, comment section down below for consistency. I think I'm really trying, because it's been a little while that we weren't getting videos like in 2 weeks or like 3 weeks even. So I think I'm actually on the right track, and I'm getting back into enjoying creating content for you guys again. So yeah, it's very encouraging when I see those likes and those comments. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.